What is good, YouTube family? It's your boy Shot. We are back again. Got another video. Yo, today, Avatar: The Way of Water. So I'm doing a review for this. I saw this movie Thursday. Today should be Friday when this gets uploaded. I saw this movie Thursday. So I'm gonna just go ahead and freestyle this mug. Tell y'all my thoughts. The last movie, I'm pretty sure came out like 2009. If I'm not mistaken, it was like forever ago. It was like over 10 years ago. It's 2022. That's like 13 years ago, man. That's a long time. But look, first one was incredible. Saw it in IMAX 3D. Now this one I didn't see in IMAX, but I did see it in 3D. So that may impact my score a little bit because the original one I would have gave like a 10 out of 10. Now will this one get a 10 out of 10? I'm gonna tell y'all a little later. So, all right, just kind of go over the general plot. It's not gonna be no spoilers in this, but of course, give any type of review, some stuff's gonna get revealed. So if y'all haven't seen it and y'all know y'all want to see it and you care about that sort of stuff, just seeing it straight from scratch with nothing revealed whatsoever, like was the movie good or not? Yes, it was good. Okay, I guess you can click off the video now. Be sure to click the thumbs up on the way out. But for the rest of y'all, I'm gonna go ahead and tell y'all some details. So just kind of general plot details. Same guy from the first movie, who's the main protagonist. I'm bad with names, so forgive me for not remembering everybody's name. I wasn't gonna go and Google all of that before this review, but I'm just tell y'all in general what happened. So main protagonist, like he's like married to the chick from the first one, and they got all these kids. Like they've been, if y'all remember the little tail thing where they combined the tails together, right? They been getting their freak on with them tails, y'all. Like they got a lot of kids. It's like 4 of them. I think like 3 is theirs and 1's adopted, and they got like also like a regular human who like tags along, who's also like important to the story. You know, you kind of find out more on that later. But they got a big family. The long story short, the humans, you know, of course, because these blue people are all, you know, merciful, and you know they didn't go on the offensive. They just prepared their defenses. So the humans come back again. Of course, they're gonna keep coming back. Their goal is to eventually, like, well, if we come back enough times, and we're gonna get smart enough to eventually defeat them. So they're gonna keep coming back, I guess. So the humans came back again, and they start wreaking havoc again. So, except this time, their goal is to specifically take out that guy. Pretty sure his name Jake. I think his name is Jake. It's like, you would think I'd remember. I just saw the movie. The movie's like 3 hours. So you think I'd remember, but my memory's horrible. For anybody who knows me, y'all know. Anybody who knows me in real life, my memory is like trash. But anyway, so Jake, I hope his name is Jake. If I get this wrong the whole time, then wow. But anyway, main protagonist, he decides to take his family and leave because he feels like, well, the humans, they're just gonna come, just destroy us all, whatever. So he leaves and he goes to these water people, and they got to learn essentially the way of the water because they're forest people. They haven't evolved the same way or whatever. So, you know, their bodies are a little different, and of course the folks from the water tribes ain't really accepting of the people from the forest tribes, so they kind of got all this clashing and stuff. It's, you know, business as usual in terms of stuff like that. You know, the kids from the water tribes and making fun of the kids from the forest tribe, and they're trying to get along. So it's a lot of like story and character interactions and character development and stuff like that. A whole lot of that. You know, they try to get reaccustomed to different animals. You know, you got to connect their tail to the animal to ride it. So they like riding underwater and all of this stuff. So lots of cool stuff. The imagery, I was watching in 3D, it's freaking incredible. Again, not IMAX, probably would have been even better. I may actually consider watching it again in IMAX. I don't know, but it was incredible for what it was, even not being in IMAX. 3D was good. It was kind of like Aquaman, except it's Avatar and not Aquaman, you know what I mean? So, you know, they definitely went overkill on all the different little creatures and animals and floaters, like all these eye floaters, even like a random tree branch is like smacking you in the face when you're watching in 3D. It was kind of crazy. hell, even the street, like it's really good effects. So everything as far as like the visuals to me was pretty freaking incredible. Like it's pretty much like the first one. It wasn't like an improvement. I'm not really sure what you could really do to improve over that, unless you talk just add more action sequences, more balls to the walls or something. But just in general, it was about the same, right? So they do have a villain in this movie, and like I said, no spoilers, but I will say that the villain is good. The villain is about as good as the villain in the first movie. Okay, I put it that way. Good villain. And ties in really well with the story. Like it all makes sense. You kind of gotta, I'm talking around it, so it's not kind of reveal what happens, but y'all know how it is: the humans versus the blue people, and eventually it becomes like, a big battle between, a climactic battle like toward the end of the movie, between the humans and the blue folks, and the water tribe joins in, and it's like all of this chaos and people getting clapped left and right, like humans catching bodies and the forest people catching bodies and the water people catching bodies. It's like kind of some pandemonium near the end of the movie, but it's like really long, and they take their time developing the story, but you can actually feel like they like chopped some of it out. Like some stuff happens really fast, even though it's a long movie. And you almost feel like they had to like shorten or fast forward through certain things, but they ticked all the boxes. Like if you ever had a question like, well, how did this happen? Like, why is it? They always seem like there's an answer for everything that I thought of. Now some of the more nitpicky type reviewers and stuff may, who knows? They some people just don't like anything. Everything that's created past year 1995 trash to a lot of people, but to me, I enjoy things in life, so I enjoyed like a lot of stuff about the movie. The acting was great, of course. Like there's some very, very sad ish in this movie. I mean, like incredibly sad. Now I wasn't like brought to tears type of sad, but I did feel something. I felt hurt. I felt pain in certain parts of the movie, like, oh man, no, why did this happen? It was solid from that standpoint. Like it hit all the marks, like the happy moments, the kind of solemn moments. The main guy, I will say it was a little bit less about him, the main protagonist. It was kind of more about the kids. It was a heavy focus on the kids, particularly two of them. I couldn't tell the difference between like the youngest brother and like the oldest brother, because they're like two brothers and like two sisters. One's like the middle-aged sister, she's like the adopted one, and she has some sort of extra spiritual connection with Eywa, and that has a big impact on the story. And then there's one of the brothers who's like he's like more so on his own. He's kind of a loner, and he has a big impact on the story because he's kind of a loner, so he tends to find himself in trouble a lot, but the stuff he finds himself into can kind of help them later. And then there's also the plot with the regular human kid, and the stuff that happens with him has a huge impact on the plot as well. So it's a lot of moving parts and gears that they managed to like all piece together, keep this machine flowing, and I think they did a great job. Even the other characters, like their parents being the main protagonists in the first movie and this one, they did play a critical role, even though the movie was kind of less about them. Some people may not like that as much, but they brought the kids in, obviously, because that's what sequels do. In the sequel, they have kids, and then it's about the kids and not the parents, whatever. So I would say that it was pretty freaking good. The end sequence, I'm talking about that real quick. The end sequence was it wasn't like crazy nonstop action. It was kind of more so in line with the first one. It was like action heavy, and it was like fighting and stuff, and the tension was high. You kind of didn't really know. I mean, the good guys are pretty much gonna win in the end, but you don't really know like who all's gonna make it, because it's like it was a rough movie. Like some people was getting clapped in the movie, so it was a very tense situation. You kind of really know what's going to happen. Like, how are they going to get out of this situation in certain situations that they were in? And even before the end of the movie, there was a couple situations where you're just like, wow, like this is kind of tense. I haven't felt like that since I watched kind of like the first Hunger Games movie. I was like, damn, Katniss just can't stay out of trouble, can you? But anyway, so, you know, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up because I don't want to just keep going. There's a lot of stuff I could talk about here. I don't know, like, I will say I wasn't blown away by the movie. So, you know, where was it like deficient? I guess it didn't feel like anything to me, with the exception of the story. The story is like a 10, but when it comes to like overall, like for me, in order for something to get a 10, I gotta come in like excited. Like I gotta like feel like oh my god, that was like incredible. Like, you know, I gotta feel something like that. I didn't really get that feeling from this movie. I almost feel like maybe it took too long to release. I kind of went into it like, you know, I didn't really care. If it wasn't for doing this review, I may have waited to watch it, but I did enjoy it. And it's kind of hard to pinpoint anything that was particularly wrong with the movie. I'm just saying there was nothing that really like, that they put in there that really like blew me away about it. You know, I kind of feel like I do wish that I got a little bit more context behind what happened. I can't remember if they covered this in the first movie, but like what happened to the humans. They said that like I guess Earth is like on the brink of destruction, so they need another planet. But I'm like, y'all can't like share, you know what I'm saying? They're just kind of like, we gotta kill all the blue people, and then their Earth will be our Earth. I kind of want a little bit more fleshing out of that. Maybe they covered it in the first one, but again, 2009. It's 2022, so a little bit of reiteration. They did talk about that like slightly. It was like a couple sentences and they were done with it. It was like, okay, box ticked, we're done. So anyway, y'all, look, right now I'm feeling about a 9. I know some people, look, it ain't got nothing to do with nobody else. That's my score, okay? Because I did enjoy it. I would watch it again. You know what I'm saying? And I might in IMAX 3D just to see if maybe that changes my perspective. Watching IMAX 3D, like, because it's more like an experience than a movie. It's like in IMAX, you're like surrounded. Whereas in regular 3D, it's like you gotta kind of own in on that box. But in IMAX, it's like it's everywhere. You know what I'm saying? It just feels different. It's because the first one was a 10. This one's like a 9 for me. I feel like I enjoyed the first one a little bit more. It might have been because of my age at the time. It might have been because it's a better movie. I don't know. That's just how I feel today. Anyway, y'all, look, let me know what y'all think when y'all see the movie. Definitely recommend checking it out. If you enjoy the first one, you will enjoy this one. If you got any kids or anything, anyway, y'all, look, we out. I appreciate y'all watching. Thumbs up if you enjoy. Drop a like. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. Follow me on Twitter, twitter.com/Rashad Lamar. Let me know what y'all think about the movie. Appreciate y'all watching. Catch y'all next time. Peace.